All right, guys. Welcome back to the Arsenal Fan Theory podcast. We're going to look forward at the Aston Villa preview. I've got that wrong quite a few times, I've been told. So, all right. Look, Aston Villa coming up, they're fighting for their lives. Obviously, it looks very likely that they're all going down, but yeah, I think we've got a real game on our hands just because they don't know. They still got an opportunity to stay alive and in the Premier League. Looks very unlikely. Mike, do you see us making a lot of changes for this game? Do you think we'll go back to a different formation?
No, I think the formation will probably stay the same, and I expect the team to stay more or less the same as well. I can see Maitland-Niles starting again, even if it isn't on left wing back. He might move to the right. Saka might come back in, but other than that, it's difficult to change teams. I know we said the same after Liverpool, and we ended up making 5 changes. But it, it was such a good performance. It's really difficult uh, to bench players straight off performance like that against Man City. But yeah, I do believe Villa's going to fight for their lives. They're going to give us a game. But I didn't back us to win at Liverpool, well, against Liverpool or against City. But now look, after those 2 games, we beat both of them. I don't see us losing. But that's also an Arsenal type of thing to do, to go beat Liverpool and City in 4 days and then go lose to Villa. So
Yeah, I definitely hope that Arteta's working on that mentality. That's a thing that Arsenal's lacked quite a bit in the last few seasons. Is yes, we've done quite well winning against the big sides, but now we mustn't get inflated heads and expect to win. These relegation threatened teams. And I think if we ground it down to earth and we work as hard as we did against both these two, City and Liverpool, we should win the game. But it depends, like you said, it depends what Arsenal decide to turn up on the day. Dean, I think there's a lot of sense in changing formation, changing players, giving them a rest. But I think because there's so little games to go, I don't see Arteta really rotating too much, especially now that we're in the FA Cup. He wants to give the team like a settled feeling, give them as much time to be in, make sure that the formation and the tactics are ingrained into those players. What do you see happening?
Yeah, Brendan, fully agree with you on the formation side. I don't see our formation changing much. He might tinker a bit in a sense of ways to break down a team and all of this, but I think in a sense of formation and setup, how we want to set up defensively, yeah, I don't see him changing much of that. We're becoming confident in this formation, so why change it? And exactly, we've got a final that we need to prepare for. So yeah, he's definitely, he's gonna have one eye on the final. That's no doubt. It's
Mm.
probably our best form or our best route into Europa. You know what I mean? If we win the FA Cup final, we immediately go into Europa. So I think he's
And
got one
and
eye.
sorry, and I know you said you don't like to mention it, but we potentially knock out Spurs out of the Europa League if we win the FA Cup
Oh, I would love
because
to mention that. Why wouldn't I want to mention that?
yeah, because you mentioned on the podcast with Renier you don't like comparing us with Tottenham
Yeah.
and looking at the league positions, but I
No,
mean
I
that would
just
be a
think
good.
we mustn't, everybody's all about we finished above Arsenal or we finished above Spurs. No, that shouldn't be our mentality. Our mentality should
Yeah,
be higher.
yeah,
We shouldn't
no,
worry about each other. We should be worrying about the rest of the league, who's definitely a lot better than both
but
of our
any of us,
teams.
yeah.
So,
No, sorry about that.
but
I
but but
just need to
but
throw
yeah,
that in.
touching back on the whole Villa, I fully agree with you guys. That Villa's going to come out fighting. They're going to come out
Mm.
fighting for their lives because if they lose this game, it's over. Mathematically, it's over. But with that in mind, if they go 1 goal down and 2 goals down, by the time that second goal goes down, it could actually end up being 4, 5, 6, 7-0
Um,
because it will hit them. We're getting relegated. The
mm.
fight's over, the pressure's off in a sense, and yeah. So yeah, I can see it. I can see it being an extremely tough game up until we up until we score a goal or two, and then I can just see everything going wrong for Villa.
Yeah, Mike, I also think, Villa, they've been a bit more defensively sound since the restart. Yes, the results haven't gone their way, so we might see, a bit more an attacking emphasis on the day. We just need to look after players like Jack Grealish and who's partners in the midfield. Um, again, I think, if I'm
Oh
not
yes, you're right.
mistaken.
Yeah, you're right.
The both of them are quite forward-thinking midfielders. But other than that, I see us having a bit more attacking threats or trying to be a bit more attacking on the day.
Yeah, well,
Like,
we're definitely going to be more attacking than we would be against City and Liverpool. It's just obviously down to quality. We know City and Liverpool definitely have the better squads and the better players than Arsenal. But Villa, they seem to rely on Jack Grealish a lot. It's like they almost just pass him the ball and he has to do some magic for them. So obviously the two players you name, McGinn and Grealish, Arteta is obviously going to look to Xhaka and probably Ceballos or maybe even Torreira to stop that attacking threat coming from there, because it's a big part of the game. So yeah.
Well, Dean, in our Man City review, I mentioned that I would like Maitland-Niles to stay, and maybe this is a good opportunity for Arteta to give Maitland-Niles give him a go in his preferred position in midfield, alongside someone like Torreira, and give Xhaka and Ceballos, that has played a lot of minutes, deserved rest. So what
It's
are
not a
your
bad.
thoughts? Do you think we are going to see any players, rested, or do you think we'll just see more of the same starting 11?
Yeah, Brendan. I would actually, in a sense, I would like to see that. I think we are very short in the midfield department. We've got Xhaka, Torreira, Ceballos.
Guendouzi, that's not in the
Well, I'm
fold
talking
anymore.
about
So
exactly, and Özil, who's not in the fold either. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So we're sitting with three midfielders here. Um, so yeah, exactly. I feel maybe Arteta should give Maitland-Niles a bit of a chance in midfield and see how that, can see how that goes. And yeah, maybe resting some of these players with one eye. Like I mentioned earlier, he's gonna have one eye on the final. The Premier League is finished in a sense. Yeah, we can finish a bit higher, which is what we would like to do because we're gonna get more money the higher we finish. But maybe it's not a bad idea to rest some of these Oaks that have played pretty much every second since we've come back.
and Mike, the one player that probably needs to come back into this team that won't set out more than one game is Saka. Where do you see him fitting in?
Well, it's actually really difficult, Bren. Throughout the season, he's mostly been played, while Tierney was injured on left back or left wing back, or his preferred position, left wing. But now we've also seen him play like a CAM, the number 10 position. We've also seen him on the right wing. So he's also another player that gives us a lot of versatility, So I do expect Saka to start probably once again, but it's really difficult at this stage to predict where he's going to start.
Yeah, well, I think two positions we know that is definitely going to stay the same is Martinez in goal because there are no other options. And then
Mackie is not an option at all.
Yeah, and Lacazette, I think it's Nketiah's final ban or final match.
Nketiah's back.
Oh, then
I think it was reduced by one game, wasn't it?
No, but he's already set out 3 games, isn't it? It was City, it was Liverpool.
Yeah, but it was initially meant to be a 4-match ban.
Yeah, I think it's a 3-match ban.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I think that's why Brendan's getting confused there because I think it did get dropped by a match.
All right, so we'll probably then see him in Laka's place. I think Laka deserves
a
rest.
It'll be nice.
And I think Laka's back to the first choice striker, to be honest, after his recent performances. I think all Nketiah would now do is just freshen up the squad, give Laka that resting time.
But that comes back to the competition we were chatting about that's in this team. You know, we've got a good good competition in every single position. You know, we speak of Pepe and Nelson on the right, Saka, Martinelli on the left. You know, Uber, Laka, and Nikita up front. You've got Ceballos and Özil. You've got
Yeah.
Guendouzi, Torreira, Shaka, Niles. You know, like I say, we've got competition, and it's exactly what the competition does. You know, it brings the best out of these players, and it puts players like Lacazette that's out of form back into form. You know, once you see this kid that's never played a Premier League game before this season come in and take your position, you know, that kind of lights a bit of a fire under you and gets you going. You know, which can only benefit the team.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think we saw that with Bellerin as well.
Yeah.
It definitely, the Cedric starting above him definitely helped light a fire under Bellerin's belly. Right, I think there's not much else I think to preview other than possible team changes regarding the Villa game. So let's look at score predictions. Mike, what would your score prediction be for the night?
Well, Bren, obviously after the two performances we just put in, I'm really confident going into this one. You know, normally I would expect us to beat Villa, but I think the confidence throughout the whole team is flying at the moment. You know, like we also said earlier today, you know, Arteta's got a lot of confidence. The players are starting to believe again. They're starting to fight for the manager again. They're starting to fight for one another again. So yeah, I expect definitely to us be attacking a lot more than we were in the last two games. So I can easily see a 4-0 Arsenal.
Quite ambitious, Dean.
No, I'm laughing because that was actually going to be my score. So I'll just go one. I'll just go one above that. I'm going to go 5-0. I was going to go 4-0, but let me not.
Guys,
You know, this time Michael's busy stealing words out of my mouth. So now we're fair. But yeah, you know, exactly that. You know, as I mentioned earlier, with Villa fighting for their lives, but you know, once this game if they lose this game, which as we're busy saying, me and Michael, that we're rating is going to happen, you know, their heads are going to drop after the second goal. But by the time it's the second goal, you know, you're going to see those Oaks heads drop, and all they're going to be thinking about now is relegation and next year championship, you know. So, yeah, I see a 5-0, 4-5-0 victory there for Arsenal.
I think Villa are going to put up a bit of a more of a fight. I think we've seen recently that defensively they are quite hard to break down. But going with you guys, that I think defensively we've been much more reliable at the back. We've except the Tottenham blip, we've been really good defensively. So I'm probably just going to keep it 2-0 to the Arsenal. Yeah, I hope to see a 4 or 5-0, obviously. Not just that ambitious, but yeah, let's see how it goes. All right, guys. Anything else you think we need to just look at? I think Jack Grealish is, like we said, the main threat. But other than that, if we just keep our head down and play 80% of the game we played against City, Liverpool, defensively, we should be able to pull it through.
Yeah, well, you know, all of our players are starting to look on form. They're really starting to. Under Arteta, they've all already been playing a lot better, but it seems to be getting better and better every week. You know, so
gaining confidence.
Yeah, you know, so if we see the same front three of Pepe, Lacazette, and Alba, you know, I can see them maybe having some fun on the day, and that's why I went for a bit of a high score.
All right. I can see where you're coming from. I'm just thinking it might be a bit more of a match. All right, guys. Once again, thanks for everything. Thanks for spending more than 2 hours today based on the re-recordings. And everyone watching again, please like, subscribe, share, follow. And we would love some of your feedback. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Cheers, guys.